I love gears. They're so cool. My favorite part is when you get to shift them. So this is my 5-speed NV4500 transmission I picked up for a steal on Facebook Marketplace. We're putting a 6-liter V8 into this rusty Silverado, and per my preference I don't want to perform an infamous automatic swap. Now this truck originally came with a 5-speed transmission, but it isn't really designed for power.
Now stock 6-liter really shouldn't make enough torque to break an NV3500, and in fact you can easily find parts available to make that combo work.
But partially due to the all-wheel drive system I'm going to install, and partially due to the intrusive thoughts of a turbo potentially, we will be installing the stronger transmission. Now there is a catch to this steal of a deal. This was originally installed in a 95-2500, which is unfortunate because the 95s were a 1-year special with slight differences between the earlier and the later models. Now I think I've ordered all the parts to make this 2001 and 1995 child work, but I'll get into the specifics in a later video. Today we're going to do a little inspection and cleanup of this transmission to get it ready for installation. A couple months ago I'd taken off the tail housing to look at 5th gear because I hear it's common for these retaining nuts to loosen off. For better or for worse, the Chevy NV4500s have this harmonic balancer covering 5th gear. Now all the research I've done for this 5th gear issue has been on Dodge transmission, and also the fixes for it are exclusive for Dodge as well. I decided there wasn't a whole lot I could do to solve this issue, so I decided I'd just eventually end up throwing it back in. And as the engine wasn't anywhere near ready, I just let it sit for a while.
Alright, so had a bit of a hiccup here. Realizing now, looking at this, that the inner little race area here is all marred up.
So yes, it appears the tail housing and the harmonic balancer have sustained damage from what I assume to be a freak transfer case detonation accident. I decided to dig a little deeper into the main housing while I already had the tail housing off to see the condition of the rest of the gears.
Well, got her popped open now, and surprisingly there's not too much that looks marked up or damaged at all.
So with that peace of mind and after a lot of cleaning, it was finally time to seal it back up.
Alright, so just a reminder to not be like me. Make sure you clean off the tops of anything you take off before you take it off when you're dealing with exposed gears and transmission stuff. But now that I've got it opened up and cleaned off, we're going to throw it back together with a little bit of silicone.
Now, hindsight is 20/20, so some of the bits of advice that I could give you if you're trying to do this at home is, if you have the silicone, actually use the nozzle that it comes with. It comes out way smoother and it's way easier to apply. Also be sure to make sure that you clean off your gasket surface for a perfect seal.
Now, I'm going to have to take this off because it's in neutral, but it's in gear at the same time. This guy was the culprit here.
When I initially installed the top casing and shifter linkage, the first and second arm didn't sit on the ring right because it had already slid into second, if that makes any sense.
I'm going to make sure that stays in neutral. Alright, now we're looking a lot better. It's in neutral. And it's in neutral. Alright, transmission's up right now. Just gonna throw some silicone all around the tail housing here and seal this back up too. Alright, all sealed up. All torqued down, ready to go back into the truck.
The damage to the harmonic balancer and tail housing is minor, and upon closer inspection these two areas don't directly contact any moving parts of the transfer case. With that all done, next time we can put more focus towards the engine, because the goal will be to install them both together, both the engine and the transmission. Stay tuned for that!